All right. So happy Friday. It is Casual Friday, and hope everybody is wrapping up their week in a very positive way. So I'm about to head out and work out after I spend this time with you. But there was one thing that I had to do, and I'm still probably going to have to do a little bit more of it before I actually go work out. And that's what we're here to talk about today. So, I'm Lauren McLaughlin, and I help you learn how to self regulate from the inside out so that your workout is optimal, but more so, your life and finances and sex life and energy. They are all optimal, and that is what we're here to talk about today. So, yesterday we spoke a lot about trauma and the fact that we, as human beings, it's the human experience, have all experienced some form of trauma. And it's often misinterpreted from my perspective, is that we think of a traumatic event as something almost catastrophic. But if we realize that what may be catastrophic to one may be something very minor to another, because we are all unique in how we express ourselves and how our DNA is arranged and how it's been passed on from all of our wonderful ancestors and all of the experiences that maybe we don't even remember. I can't even say that, but we can't even remember what those experiences are that may have created trauma. So, as I shared yesterday, trauma is stored in your body. It is a fact. So, where it's stored is going to show up in each of us very differently. It may be in your back. So if you're struggling with back pain, that's when we need to go in and figure out, what happened, that created this pain in the body. So that's always the first thing I do with clients is that I help to uncover where those possible traumas are being stored in your body. All right. So that was yesterday. So today we are going to talk about what is necessary in order to bring you out of those states, which if you read here in the description, we have hyperarousal. So, hyperarousal is when you are in a very abnormal state of anxiety. So, something has triggered you and you are just overly anxious, and that is the hyperarousal, just to keep it simple. Then we have hypoarousal, which is the opposite. That's when you go into the freeze. Almost, I'm just going to say deer in headlights. You can't take action. You're stuck. So, again, keeping it simple. If you would like to learn more about this, because it's extremely important, I highly recommend jumping on a call with me. If you would like to, there's my link. So, if you would like to understand more about how this may be showing up in your life, whether you're in an overly anxious state and you may find yourself there, you may not even realize it. So let me feed over into the workout and in your overall health and well-being and how this is tied to your overall health and well-being. So if you are in this hyper or even hypo, but let's stick with the hyper arousal aroused state, then you are jacked up on cortisol, you are stressed. And this is a state of being that I have seen more often than not walk in my doors as they come in or a client comes in wanting to just work it out. I just want to work out. I got to get this anger out of me. And some examples that are true stories that had walked in, it was like somebody cut me off in the traffic on the way over here, and I am just so angry, I flipped them off. Or I just witnessed the most horrific accident on my way over here. Or it was, I just had an argument with my partner and I am furious. I just want to come work it out. Just work me out, Lauren. And I would say, nah, no, you're not ready to move yet. You're not ready to move yet, because that is only going to cause more stress and anxiety to your system, which is counterproductive, obviously. So it usually makes it worse. And so an example would be the client that wants to come in and release weight. I want to lose weight. I want to get my body back, but I work out every day and I'm trying to follow what I'm eating, but they are in this constant hyper aroused state. And if you're constantly living in that state of heightened anxiety, nothing is going to work. Nothing. You will not be able to shed or release the weight. You will not sleep well. You likely are not having really good sex, and your everything is going to be affected. Your financial life, your relationships, your work, your nutrition, it all plays together. So do you see how that's all tying together? And it's imperative to learn the skills, to have the tools to be able to self-regulate. What does that mean? That means that you have the ability to bring yourself down or out of that state of heightened anxiety, stress, anger, burst of just, and you feel like you're about to jump out of your skin. Also, hypoarousal is where you need to get pulled up. Those that have a healthy skill set of being able to regulate, self-regulate, you know how to grab, to pull out a conversation, or to change your environment, or to deep breathe, or whatever the tool is that works best for a healthy person that has that ability to self-regulate. The majority of the people, just from in my years of experience, really struggle with being able to self-regulate. And that is what I most often would see in my practice with clients that would walk in the door who were not able to achieve the results that they were wanting to achieve. So the very first thing that we need to work on in the first exercise that is imperative is being able to regulate and bring yourself into that window of tolerance. What is that for you? It's different for everyone. So again, I recommend hopping on a call with me so that we can see where you are. What is your window of tolerance? And what tools are you currently using in order to bring yourself into your window of tolerance? Because that is when it's optimal to work out. More often than not, we're either we're above it or we're below it, hyper or hypo. And that's where you need to figure out how and read in your body and your mind when that time is optimal for you to work out. So when you do that, my friends, is when you are going to begin to shed and release the weight. You're going to have a lot more energy. Yes, you might be having a good time between the sheets. You are going to start to see everything fall into place. Again, back to your finances, your relationships, your work life. All of that is impacted. So it is necessary to understand this before you try to go work out. And more often than not, I have heard, I am just angry. I just want to go pump it out. I just want to go run it out on the treadmill. And I'm just going, whoa, we need to calm down first. You're not ready to move. And as all my clients have heard me say, if you're not able to regulate and bring yourself out of that state, you might as well just go hit that sofa, grab a can of beer, get the chips, because if you try to work out in that state of mind, my perspective, that is doing more harm. So that is my Friday preaching. I feel like I'm really preaching to all of you today. But it's so important, and it's my ultimate goal with any of my clients to help them achieve their results. And the only way you're going to achieve those results is if you learn the skills and the tools that you need in order to self-regulate. That is key. So I'm excited to be offering, starting in September, I have a course. So if you are interested in that course, I recommend, once again, wherever the link is to book a call with me. book a call with me so that we can see where, one, your window of tolerance is, two, understanding if you are in a hyper aroused state or if you're in a hypo aroused state, and how I can help you achieve that balance in your life, because that's ultimately what we all want. So I want to wish all of you a happy Friday and have an amazing weekend. So I may pop in over the weekend. I'm not going to put it out that I will be, but just keep an eye out. Once again, I am taking calls over the weekend. So if you would like to book a call with me, I would suggest doing it now, because the calendar has been filling up. And again, we can see where you are and what tools you're using in order to self regulate so that your workout is optimal and your life is optimal. All right. Cheers to that. Cheers to you for now. Ciao. Make it an amazing rest of your Friday. And I'll see you next time.